Right next to me, I have the third generation Audi Q5, and this has to be a very, very interesting moment because it's been a while since we last heard from the Q5 model. That's right, everyone. Everybody has been obsessing over the electric Audi models, the e-tron models, and then models like the Q7 and even the Q2 and the Q3. But the Q5 has been in the shadows for a very long time, so it's a bit of a relief seeing that they finally did something about it. But let's not get too excited because I already saw the exterior and it does look a bit like an e-tron model. At first glance, I actually quite literally thought this was an e-tron model. But then upon closer inspection, it does actually have some Audi Q5 traits. Let's dive further. I would first like to start by talking about the front design. It looks like an Audi A3 that's just grown up a lot. Towards the side, it has a Q7 vibe to it. It looks like a short version of the Q7, and this is really, really interesting. Although I just slightly regret how they abandoned the sharp edges that used to be here. Instead, they've gone all round edge, but it's not that big of a deal. They played it quite evolutionary. Look at the design of the windows. This does look like the previous generation Q5s. Now just take a moment and look at the exterior design. I really like the paintwork combined with this 5-spoke alloy wheel. It does look amazing. There's something about Audi and 5-spoke alloys. For all 4 doors, you get keyless entry, and that too, you get the amazing Volkswagen Group quality of doors. Listen to this. Oh my goodness, there's just something about the Volkswagen Group. They tend to be hit or miss. Sometimes they have amazing door sounds, and sometimes it's just a bit fluffy, like... Okay, maybe it's the rear door. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. So the rear door has this amazing sound. It's like this Metallica effect at the end, and then yeah, the front door has this fluff. And I noticed the same thing on the Porsche Panamera. The front door sounded amazing, I think. I think it was the front door. And the rear doors just sounded all fluffy. But you get the point, guys. BMW and Mercedes also have amazing door sounds. Well, with the Mercedes, it also depends on which vehicle. Then towards the rear, this is where we have this amazing accessory, everyone. You can order your Audi Q5 with this amazing accessory right here. Although, if it were my choice, I would just get rid of this accessory right away. Just get this Audi Q5 only. Now, speaking of the rear design is quite interesting. It's kind of, from certain angles, if I'm going to be very honest, it does look like something South Korean. Like, I looked at it from this angle and I almost thought of something like a Hyundai Tucson from the 2010s, guys. Oh my goodness, this beast has a 360-degree parking camera. Now, speaking of equipment list, this particular beast, the Audi Q5, costs 80,000 euros and it competes directly against the BMW X3 and the Mercedes GLC. Now, if I'm going to be honest, for me, the Mercedes GLC already takes the trophy because it's evolutionary, techy, and just stylish. There's just some Mercedes vibes about it. In fact, when it comes to SUVs, I always feel like Mercedes does the best big SUV, but anything that's crossover, it feels like Audi takes the trophy, whereas BMW, the new X3 looks nice, but I remember saying that it looks all techy and it looks like an oversized 1 Series because they humbled the rear design a lot. But then, to be fair, what they did with this Audi Q5 from certain angles can be questionable, but then from certain angles, it is epic. Now, this makes me curious about the interior. Let's have a look. The interior of the Audi Q5. This is so epic. I opened the door and I already see this amazing electric seating adjustment. This is so cool. Both front seats are electrically adjustable. Now, I also noticed something a bit strange. For some reason, I want to pull the door closed and I have to... See guys? The handle is so thick that I could not even reach it with the door wide open. See? It's... Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, it's not that big of a deal. But one thing I've just noticed that Audi has obsessed with this busy door detail. So they put everything that right here. The last time I saw a door this busy was in a bus in the 90s, everyone. This is the thing. It's a bit of a massive contrast. You get this nice Alcantara material, just like what you'd see in a Lamborghini. And the next thing you know, you get this plastic, just like what you'd see in a Volkswagen Polo. Audi has also developed an obsession with a continuous screen over here. So this section is going to be your instrument cluster logically, and this section, the middle, would be for your infotainment system. And there's an extra screen right here for your front seat passenger. That's very nice. Although, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of this concept. I prefer having no screen for the front seat passenger. Everything has to be for me. Driver-centric, right? Speaking of driver-centric, Audi has also made it more driver-centric, like tilted towards the driver. And this is unfortunate because everybody's now following this trend. So it gets very boring when everybody does the exact same thing. You see, that's my problem. And to be fair, the Volkswagen Group are not alone in this. Everybody, when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Stellantis, BMW, Mercedes. Oh gosh, Mercedes is also doing some things with a huge screen, by the way, just like Tesla. Thank goodness, actually, in this car, there's no huge screen. I give Audi that, and the Volkswagen Group. They did a good job not having a huge screen. So, glove box over here with this nice material lining. That's quite nice. And then also right here, I have this armrest, which is adjustable. It's just like other Volkswagen Group cars. And this reminds me of their practicality. When it comes to practicality, the Volkswagen Group are the kings. They have amazing. Then over here, wireless charger recharge. That's amazing. This is good. Although I just regret that that door handle was not very easy for me to pull. The steering wheel, though, is one of the best. The Volkswagen Group have the best steering wheel. I like it. And I like this material over here, which is easy to grip onto, especially when your hands are all sweaty one day for some reason or another. I just don't like the fact that they employed a rather hexagonal shape for it. But then, to be fair, this is just the S line. So with this S trim level, you get a rather sporty steering wheel. And thank God it's not like those mountain bike tire steering wheels which Mercedes and BMW give to their cars when you choose a sporty trim level. This reminds me of the back seat. Let's take a look at what it's like. Now it's time to check out the rear seats. Already, I really am impressed with it. I like how all seats get this stitching over here in the middle onto the Alcantara with leather on the side. And, oh, it feels rather squeegee. Let's have a seat already. Okay, so there's something about Audi cars. They have this seating setup that's quite interesting. So onto the middle, it's like you're sinking into the seat, guys. And this is really good. It keeps you planted. That's very nice. That's good. So, now, when it comes to legroom is excellent, knee room is good, and the plastic on the back of the seat, well, you can manage. Your knees will not make contact with it. The net on the back of the seat is good. This is really good. I like this net setup. And then you also get basic climate controls for rear seat passengers. That is amazing. And then you also get two cup holders over here, and I really like this height. This is really good. It's very comfortable. I actually quite like it. The headrest is good, guys. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. This headrest is wonderful. Okay. Not like a Maybach, but it is decent because some competitors offer... Oh, wow. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Now, this is good. So far, I'm actually quite impressed with this Audi Q5 because I was expecting it to be a bit cramped inside, but to my surprise, they actually improved it a lot. Now, there was a problem with Audi models before. The ancient Q5 models and the ancient A4 models, they had an infamous reputation for being very cramped inside. So it seems like Audi mitigated all of this. So here's my conclusion of the 2025 Audi Q5. For a price of 80,000 euros, this Audi Q5 was surprisingly well equipped. I was quite impressed with the number of equipment that was on board, especially to have both front seats electrically adjustable. Amazing. But I was a bit taken away by the fact that you don't get any panoramic roof or any panoramic sunroof. That was a bit of a letdown in my opinion, but it's not a big deal. It's something of selective taste, to be honest. Well, it depends on your needs. But one thing that was confusing for me was the beautiful Alcantara one moment, and then next moment you get the plastic that you'd find in a Volkswagen Polo. So there was just some things that I found a bit conflicting. And then this brings me down to the competitors, because when I sat and reviewed the BMW X3, the BMW X3 definitely looks more expensive than this Audi Q5. There's just something about the Audi cars and Volkswagen cars that look a bit family friendly. Like, this car is family friendly. This is far more interesting if you're looking for family use. But if you really want something that looks its price, there's something about the BMW X3 that looks more interesting. And this is my perspective, guys. But me personally, I'd go straight for the Mercedes GLC, because the Mercedes GLC just looks like a both world. So it looks like an interesting alternative to the BMW X3, and it looks more interesting than the big sibling, the Mercedes GLE. I give you that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below sharing me your thoughts of this all-new Audi Q5. And what are your thoughts of it compared to the BMW X3 and the Mercedes GLC? I'll see you all next time.